I think of Steve Jobs. I think about some of the just people, just historically. And nobody's perfect, obviously, but sometimes these true geniuses, and I don't think there's any disputing that Elon Musk is a true genius. There's some warts that come along with it, or so, at least some mercurial behavior that might be part and parcel to all. Maybe it's part of the genius. Is that what Elon Musk, has he gotten worse as he's gotten more successful?
I think he is, to be honest with you. And the question is he stretching himself too thin? Are his demons coming to get him? So the biggest question when it comes to Tesla is who's running Tesla right now? I mean, he hasn't put in an acting CEO. We also know that he's been pulling people from his other companies, from SpaceX and from Tesla. And is that hurting the companies that he originally started? So I think the biggest issue with Musk is that he's an entrepreneurial leader. He is clearly a genius, as you said, but he's getting out of his range here. He's an engineer, and now he's in Twitter. You can't run Twitter the same way you run an engineering company.
Tim, we saw a lot of Elon's tweets over the years, long before he owned Twitter. They're not that much different than what we saw in the past. So do you think he's changed? And do you think he can run Tesla with all these distractions? A lot of the reasons why Tesla is down, there's been a big seller, him. So it did mean something that he had to buy Twitter. He had to, he had to monetize a lot of his holdings, and that's one of the reasons the stock's down.
Well, you hit it on the head. For years, he's been a flamethrower on Twitter, but the big difference now is that he owns the platform, and who is going to rein him in if he goes outside of what's acceptable. And just in recent weeks, people have been questioning some of the moves, some of the comments he's made about former Twitter executives and potentially putting them in danger by unfair insinuations of things that they have done. And now, the bigger issue here is he owns the platform. He can do what he wants. And there's this old adage that you don't get into a fight with a man who buys ink by the barrel. Well, with Twitter, Elon is buying pixels by the billions, and he's ready to rumble on that platform with anybody that steps up.
I wondered what does it look like when you get past the point of no return? I mean, it's fun to watch, Tim. We're adults and we kind of want to avert our gaze at certain things, but I'd rather actually be privy to it than not see it. And so what's my point? When does it become something so serious that there's real damage done?
Well, this is a drama, and in some ways it might be helping engagements. It might be helping bring people into the platform at an important period of time for him. The worst thing that could happen for Twitter is that people just lose interest in Twitter, and that would be a bad thing for him. So on one hand, he's able to generate attention, and that's one of the things that he's done for years for his other companies. But when you start to deal with the things in the last 24 hours where he has suspended journalists, that starts to raise other questions about freedom of speech, but also could put Twitter in the crosshairs in Europe, where the new Digital Service Act has been passed and will be going into effect that protects journalism and journalism speech. Right. And that could make the company run afoul of that. So, this could be a business issue beyond just being a drama.
Right. Mary, with the Twitter files out in the last 3 weeks, I don't like the old Twitter either.
Right. Yes.
I like this Twitter better than the old Twitter. I just don't know. But my question was, how bad can this actually get to where we don't want hate speech, we don't want violence initiated, caused by what's on Twitter. But then again, we don't want one side controlling all the buttons, pushing all the buttons totally with their side in mind. That's even worse.
Yes. No, it's really interesting to see what's going on because it's part of a bigger dynamic that's happening in the world. It's really political and moral issues, and that's what Musk has waded into with this. So the question is, how do we have dialogue on these issues? And we're not able to do that. Musk says that he wants freedom of speech, but the interesting thing is he only wants a certain kind of freedom of speech, which sounds like he wants to be able to say what he wants to say. Right. If employees say it back to him, then they get fired. So
which is the same kind of freedom of speech that the last regime, that the prior regime wanted, with the Ministry of Truth that they had operating. They wanted freedom of speech too, as long as it is what they considered free speech.
I think this is a big pushback against that, and it's pendulum swings, and we're in a real debate right now, a societal debate, but because we can't really engage together and have conversation, we just keep swinging it one way or the other.